worth anything. Just get off the app, call numbers, or please go and speak to someone. Do you know what I mean? Like, this is on no one, right? This is personally why myself, I have stopped going so much about her, because I think enough people now are speaking about Angie. Thank you guys for the gifts. Yeah, I'm kind of glad it didn't happen. I think a lot of people decided not to because it was baiting, right? That's what it was. It was drama baiting. Evening, Sam. So that's my views, but I'm gonna just quickly play the videos and I will, yeah, I know, Joanne, and that's my personal opinion. If for instance, something happened to me on this app where I generally got so badly affected by drama, I would just come off the app. I would, you know what I mean? I'm not going to go live and keep listening to it with something that's battering me on and on and on. Like, it's not the best thing. You need to just come off and think of it and get help. And I'm going to say this, and this is something I've been thinking for a while. When Angie drinks, she is also SHing in that moment, because she is trying to numb whatever is going on. And this isn't just stemming from what's happening on TikTok. This is obviously stuff that's been happening in her past. Like, we don't know. So I personally, why isn't, I think TikTok need to be taking responsibilities. This app as a whole, that, like, TikTok, and this isn't just geared to Angie, this is geared in fucking general, right? This app needs to do better, because it isn't, right? It is allowing people to get so intoxicated on this app. It is allowing people to obviously SH without any, like, situations. Like, accounts being taken off for, like, a day is not enough. There needs to be. But also, I'm going to put it out there, people that are part of agencies. Why are people who are part of agencies not doing anything? If you are a TikTok manager and you run an agency, why are you not doing anything? Right? If your creators that are part of your agency are doing things that are against community guidelines, why are you not pulling them up? Right? There needs to be more happening. There needs to be better situations happening with this, because it's not okay. Like, at this point now, it needs to not just be a discussion on, it's the money side of it, I know it is. It can't be just about Angie. It needs to be about TikTok as a whole, right? Trauma, drama is what is making this app run every day, especially in the UK. This isn't drama, okay? People SHing on live is not fucking drama. No one should be getting sat there and made to feel blamed for this, because what I'm scared of is the fact that people are going to get, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, people are going to get triggered for just saying their opinion. I don't know, Gail. I genuinely don't. And it needs to be a discussion. TikTok need to be discussing this. Because they don't listen to us. They don't listen to us at all. They're not listening to their creators that are generally here just doing their app. My personal feelings is the fact that I know a lot of people are going to say it's attention seeking. Dave Duran, I've got a clip of that, says it was attention seeking. I personally still think if you're attention seeking doing that live, it's still something that's a thought of concern. I think, and this is not just about Angie in general, as I swear, it's about everyone, right? I think, how do I say this? I think I think people who are doing this live and for attention, if that is the case, I think people need to go and help. People who support, people who sit on this app and claim to be these people's friends, go speak to them and actually support them. Because telling them to go live and asking everyone to ignore it happening is not the answer. It's never the answer. Creators should get banned for longer. Also, I agree. IP bans. Personally, myself, that's what I think should be happening. But that's it, guys. And I'll say this with chest. You don't want called out for your actions, don't do the actions. You've only got yourself to blame. If you sit on an app with 2,000 people sitting on it, thank you, Sally, and you decide to do controversy, expect to be called out. If you can't handle being called out, then don't do the actions. Don't be controversial. Think of something else to do with your platform. Like, if you can't handle controversy and the reaction that comes with your controversy, then don't do it. Like, why is that so hard to understand? Because you have only got yourself to blame that people are going to come for you and say stuff. I also want to bring up the fact of sorry, I have got clips and I will show you guys. I also want to bring up the fact that I've seen that, like, some people have not been happy with the Fact Freak and Miss Spaghetti. Personally, myself, I don't actually have an issue with what they did last night. It might have affected you. I did personally find that, because when I went into Miss Spaghetti's live, I knew something was either going to be a face reveal. Thank you, Life-Aloo. I knew it was either going to be a face reveal or some sort of like thing, like a jokey thing. I genuinely didn't think, the way Miss Spaghetti was typing, it didn't seem like she was being serious. Like, it seemed to me like I'm scared to go live. But I think people have misinterpreted it and thought that there was something, like she was unsafe or she wasn't, but the upset it caused wasn't nice. And I get that, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I didn't see it that way, but if you felt that way, I can understand. And I think the thing is, knowing and what I've seen of Miss Spaghetti, I don't think she would ever want to cause harm on anyone. I think she would have just wanted to do it, like, yeah, that's just my feelings on it. So, personally, myself, the Fact Freak has got every right to come for Angie after what she did to him. And the fact that people are sitting on this fucking app right now saying they're disgusted with people coming for Angie and bullying Angie when Angie only 2 days ago played the voice notes that she played. Right? She is sitting on this app going, no one's thinking of my mental health, while you mocked the Fact Freak's mental health. You went live with the Lisa Marie situation and was told 5 minutes prior that she is in hospital. And you still went live. Did you think of Lisa Marie's mental health? No. Whether Lisa Marie was in hospital or not is not the debate. It's, you have that potential thought that she's in hospital, but you still went live. Hayley Comet took time off the app, and you still then went and did a hate live on her. So, this is it. You can't sit on this app and say, I'm a victim of people coming for me and my mental health is the... Do you know what I mean? But you're not thinking of other people's mental health. So it cannot be one rule for you and one rule for others, right? The world doesn't work that way, right? I know Angie's world works like that, and with her followers, but if you impact other people's mental health and you didn't care when another person's mental health, right, so that Gail, I've not said any of that. And I kind of stay away from that, right? If people do it, it's on them, and that's up to them. I'm not personally a fan of anyone bringing up to do with anybody's relatives, and that's on both sides. I don't agree with it. I've said this over and over again on this app. I don't agree with it. Angie's done enough shit, right? Personally, that's just my opinion. I don't talk about anything to do with subjects to do with anybody else. I only talk about Angie. That's my personal opinion. That's not hate towards people that do it, because some of the people that I am friends with on this app, or people that I am, it was private voice notes. Yeah. So I don't feel any sympathy towards her when it comes what she did to the Fact Freak. Okay? The Fact Freak is going to come back big and hard because of what she did to him, bringing back something that majorly affected him. And we all stood on this app against a certain creator on this app who did something just as bad through sharing pictures, but no one had that energy for Fact Freak. And to be fair, I spoke to the Fact Freak. He doesn't want it spoken about too much, and I'm only saying it here and now. But we all now got to sit here and have all the energy and worry for Angie. Where was her doing that for the Fact Freak when she played those private voice notes? Sorry. Sorry, I didn't mean to do that. So yeah. That's my thoughts. So anyway, I'm going to get into the videos. So yes, guys, massive trigger warning. I have watched this clip. I want to say Adam's arc. What a nice guy. Watching this clip. I think it's this clip. I will give him credit where credit's due. But yeah, let me just play this clip.
Angie, I don't mind if I come up here and give you a private call. We do this privately, Angie.
Yeah, Kiki, I don't want to talk too much about it, but if you please watch the Fact Freak tonight, he might talk about it on his own live. So yeah, he might discuss it when he's on YouTube, or I don't know if it's a live or a video, but he might briefly talk about it. So yeah, go and watch it. Yeah, I mean, yeah. But yes, massive trigger warning, guys. Of this clip, and again, as I said, if this subject is a lot for you, please scroll on. But that is one thing I will say also to her chat, is they were putting trigger warnings in her chat, yes, last night. Is that enough? I don't know, but I do want to put it out there and highlight the fact that her comments were being spammed last night, trigger warning, but when that was being spammed, she kept showing her wounds, even though that was being highlighted. So I do want to address that. So, you know, I'm glad that the chat was doing that. But yeah, I'm going to play this clip. So massive trigger warning, guys.
I understand that, but I don't have to say shit on here because
well, listen, you haven't got to show anything on here, Angie.
Yeah, not one of you, apart from Irish, stood up for the bullying that goes on this fucking app. Yeah.
No, Angie, me and Carl and Ems have all stood up for that.
On this app, until someone takes this life, so fuck off the lot of you.
Angie, can I call you off the app?
No one can talk to me. No one can talk to me.
Right, listen, I'm going to come off the live and I'm going to talk to you.
No one can talk to me about nothing. Mems knows what I'm talking about. She knows what I'm talking about, yeah?
Do you know what really annoys me? Is, I'm going to say it. Ems, you're a bit of a shitty friend. Just going to put it out there. You claim to be Angie's friend. You didn't give a fuck. You sat there and spoke about yourself the whole time. I'm just sitting there, and you literally sat and spoke about yourself the whole time. Yeah, she didn't give a shit. Like, thank you so much, Louise. Yeah. But
bullying is not okay. You've got bullies on here. Not one person stands up for me. No one person stands up for Ems. Listen, Ems says things. I'm not saying she don't. She
I mean, I think that's a bit of a lie. Let's be honest. Like, plenty of people do stand up for you, Angie. Right? You've got a big platform like Miss Red. You've got Luke. You've got Pearl. Like, there's plenty of people who stand up for you. You've got your whole cult who you ask and beg to, you know, So last week you told Elton you didn't want no one to... Yeah. Yeah. That's actually very true, late night. She was saying, I don't want anyone standing up for me. I don't want anyone to go in boxes and talk about me or stick up for me. Yeah, Linz is always there. Like, Linz is by her side as much as she can be, right? I'm talking here on my opinion. This is not like, I'm just talking as, you know, them being human beings. But you've got plenty of people, and I'm not going to lie, but you are more protected than anyone on this app for some strange reason, because the actions that you do compared to others are not getting the, thank you, Lady Wrong. The things that you do on this app do not get as much attention compared to what other people do. I'm going to call it out as it is. Ems, when Ems' situation happened, what happened? Miss Red held a live and had, actually, I think Ems was going to talk about it, and had boxes open, right? The app was speaking about it. I know for a fact today, AJ, who I believe wanted to speak about the conversation, also Chippy and Millsy, I'm thank glad you've come in, I've seen that as well. Chippy wanted to come in and speak about it. So people were trying to come into the box to discuss the topic, and you didn't let anyone to speak about it, but you sat for hours and spoke about Ems. So why does Ange get such a pass compared to other creators on this app? I think we all know why. Because they can't be asked with a hassle, let's be honest, right? When you argue with Ems, it doesn't go to the extent that you do with Angie. Let's be fair, right? Anyone can have a disagreement with Ems, and that's all it does. Ems will go live, have a little bit of rant, right? But when you fall out with Angie, it is literally World War III. Yeah, it's Clappergate as well. Clappergate is 100% got to do with it, because that is held over her. But yeah, I think people find it easier to be Angie's friend than to argue with her. Thank you, Kiki. So that's my opinion on that. But yeah, I think we need to definitely say Adam's art tried his best there. I think, you know, I know that there's other clips where he's just like, Ange, please come off, go call Pearl, go, do you know what I mean? So, you know, he did what he could, while Ems kept trying to talk about her fucking self. Asking Adam questions about the dog and things like that. Like, that wasn't the time, right? Like, oh, how can you be so self-centered? I don't get it. Guys, thank you so much for the follows. I don't come on much anymore, but it's the fake funeral thing true, because that's horrendous. What fake funeral thing? Guys, I've been at work, so I don't know anything that's happening. I've seen some clips about her discussing that she's going to do one for people's mums that are no longer here, but I don't, that's all I know. Is that the thing you're on about? I think I might have it here.
Because you just done that a little bitch, and yes.
Right, so I believe this is Ange talking about Exposed this morning. Someone is double one for Angie. Nah, Torian says she's doing one for Angie first. What? Right, I have only seen what's on the FYP. I've not seen other clips, so I don't know what's going on. What? Are you joking? I just don't know any more of this app. I genuinely don't. That, oh my god. Oh. That's not okay. That's not okay. Thank you for the heart me. This is getting too much now. No, to be fair, Thank you so much. A lot of the people that are speaking are people. Listen to this. You understand why it's work. Look, I just don't know anymore. Though this is just. It's just gonna keep going, and it's just gonna get worse. Because everyone's just trying to go low, and I know, and this is the thing, and I get it with Torian, right? Her mum keeps getting brought up, Alicia's mum keeps getting brought up, and it's not okay. Like, it's really not okay. I don't know, it's hard to form an opinion without seeing everything, and do you know what I mean? But it's just getting lower and lower and lower, and I'm just going to put it out there. But the people that are going to be affected are the viewers, right? Every time the shit happens on this app, it isn't the people, it's the people that are watching. I feel like there is no line. This is the worst I've seen of this app. I'm gonna be fucking honest. This is the worst I've seen this app. It is getting. And honestly, Kathleen, I'm glad that, right? Honestly, I'm glad. I don't know what the fuck is going on. I've heard about that Womble. I can't speak on this whole funeral thing because I don't know anything. I'm not involved in any of it. I've only seen what Angie said. I've not seen anything else. You gotta understand, not everything comes up on my FYP, right? So I'm not gonna see videos of everything. But I've only seen this is when it's hard, right? And I get hard doing FYP, and this is where I sometimes struggle, because if I'm not physically watching the live, so last night I watched majority of the lives that had happened around the Ange situation, so I feel like I could have an opinion. But anything that's really happened today, I've not got much of an opinion because I haven't seen majority of it happen. So I can't sit here and go, that person's wrong, because I don't know who's saying what first, and I don't know. Does that make sense? I don't think anyone should be sitting saying they're going to be holding funerals. I don't agree with that. I don't care who started it. I personally don't agree with it. That's my opinion. It's not good. It's wrong. It shouldn't be getting done. Especially, that's just my opinion. Again, I like Torian. I really do. I think she's a smart cookie. I like what she stands for. But if this is what's happening, yeah. Listen, if your face doesn't fit, you ain't welcome on all sides. It's nice, although it just right. Anyway, I feel I want to quickly, obviously, express this. So basically, maybe she has called it off. Maybe it was just a passing comment and it hasn't happened. You know, maybe she was angry, maybe it was in the moment. So yeah, anyway, so this is only a small thing. So I will admit there's not a massive amount of context. Going by the drama channel, I'm thinking it's about Exposed, but I can't know for 100% because it's only a small snippet. But I just want you to hear this.
Because you're just a nice little bitch, and yes, I would have done the same to you. To be quite frankly, man or woman. Yes, even if I was a man, good on him. Oops, but if you stop.
So I thought it would have been about Exposed, but that's her basically saying that DV is okay. I think today has been just the low blows galore. And I can't. It's just so.
People, yes, on here.
So this is the clip I've only seen, right? With this whole situation about funerals, this is Hey, hi everyone, welcome in, everyone that's coming in, by the way. This is all I've seen. So as I said, I haven't seen what anyone else has said, so I'm only judging I can only judge this on what I've seen. Guys, please don't be putting broccolis in the chat. I beg of you, we don't do that here. Right? If anyone does put broccolis in my chat, you're going to get muted. I'm sorry, like, I'm not about it. It's just not my thing. No, it's okay. I just don't agree with it. But yeah.
This is 115. 15. I get my accounts back at +1. But if I get banana, it doesn't matter. I'm just going to eat my food and then I'll be back on.
Thank you, Alicia.
Yes, I'll have all the funerals.
Let me just start that again.
Oh, yes, on here as well. This is 115. I get my accounts back at +1. But if I get banana, it doesn't matter. I'm just going to eat my food and then I'll be back on. Yes, I'll have all the funerals. Let me just restart and come back on. But you know what is absolutely disgusting when you see someone that's in a dark place, it's not in a good place, and you're still bullying them. Absolutely disgusting. I'd be scared to do that, because if I unalived myself,
Chelsea, I agree. If someone kept bringing up my mom, if my mom was no longer here, I'd be fucking raging. Right? This is what we've all got to understand, right? But it is the same side. You have to say this, right? I'm not, if you are bringing up anything to do with her side of it, it's the same, right? I just think in general, the best thing to do is just talk about individuals, talk about why you don't like that person. Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah.
you would be arrested for bullying. You do know that, right? Bullying and harassment. I could never live myself if that's how someone else felt and I continue to bully them. Because you think this is...
And look, I'm going to say this. I know that this is what I'm trying to say to you is, right? I feel like I want to be that mediator and get the shit sorted so it all stops, right? You guys go low, she's going to go lower. Like, I'm not saying you guys are going low first, by the way. Okay, I'll change that. If she goes low, you guys are going to go low, and it's just going to keep going. What point does it end? I feel like I'm the school teacher and giving you all into fucking trouble. But at what point does it end? I'm not saying who started it or whatever. I genuinely know myself. I've watched it all. I know that Angie is probably the one that's starting it all, right? I think what happens is Angie gets sent screen recordings, and because one person in that box has said something, she comes for everyone else that's in that box. Anyone that's in the comments, right? So for instance, right, I'm just going to use Alicia for instance. Alicia could be in a box, right? Someone might say something, but Alicia gets the blame for it. But she's not said anything. She's just sat there. Or she's in the comments. And that's it. Do you know? And it's just a constant. It doesn't fucking help that you've got people screen recording galore, like, and sending it to Angie. And then just fucking every 2 seconds. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I found out last night, guys, I've got a folder. She has got a folder of my screen recordings, right? I don't know how many screen recordings she has, but she has a folder on her phone, just screen recordings of me. Like, that's just insane. That's not just me, by the way. That's also, yeah, that's Alicia. She's got Miss Baguette. She's got, like, loads of people. Do you know what I mean? Like, it is just, like, that's crazy. But also, how do you have so much phone memory? Tell me now. And where's the offers? Because, you know, my phone memory isn't fucking dealing with that shit. Like, fucking hell. But, you know, Yeah, I agree, Louise. And this again, right, should be a cause of concern when a loved one needs to say this. Someone who really fucking cares, right? Because I'll admit it, I had an addiction on TikTok. And it took my friends and family to tell me, you are spending too much time on that app. It's consuming your life. So that's when I started to take a step back, right? That is what someone who truly loves you should be doing. If you've got something that's taking over your life and affecting your life, then people should be saying it to you. And this is the issue. No one's doing that. No one's telling her. Wait, what? She's came for the Hardys when they're... Wait, what do you mean? What she said about the Hardys? I've not seen that. What she said about... Oh, months ago. Oh, right, okay. Was that when the whole... What's his face? I can't remember his name. That guy, I always forget his name because he's just irrelevant. I thought she was defending them. I remember she was defending them, no? Like I'm not sticking up for her, but I do remember her going to... What's his face? That DHB. That was it, DHB. She calls me into her box because she wants drama every time I float through. No, I'm not saying it. I'm not saying it. I just remember it happening. I do remember, but it was the DHB situation, wasn't it? Is that what you're on about? It might have been another time because honestly, I can't keep up. This app is just. Yeah, no, I get that, Jojo. Like DHB was disgusting for what he did. Making someone feel bad because they went on holiday. Like, who the fuck are you? Oh, okay. I didn't know that. As I said, there's so much happens on this app. It's hard to... The enablers of justice not should blame to justify. I agree. Because what happens is people are sitting there saying to her, but it's fine, Angie, you're not doing anything wrong. But the moment, like AJ, as an example, says to her that she is in the wrong, and she just goes mental at them. Do you know what I mean? So yeah. Thank you, man. Yeah. But anyway. Right, I'm gonna play what Dave Duran has had to say today.
So kicking off between...
So this is Dave Duran's opinion on the whole situation.
GQ and EQ, don't know why. Morning, cockapoo. You heard all this, cockapoo? Apparently Angie fucking self-harmed herself on live last night. Whatever the fuck, man. Should never be allowed on TikTok ever again. Should never be allowed on TikTok ever again. Yeah, it's disgusting. I don't give a fuck. I'll say it how it is. Should never be allowed on TikTok ever again. It's absolutely disgusting behaviour.
I agree.
Why would you do it? Why would the fuck you do it? Why would you do it, man? That kind of carry on, you need arresting and you need sectioning. If you're doing that...
I agree. He will still battle her. He'll still go into her boxes. Right? He's done this and said this many times. Remember when Miss Red had Angie in the box and there was all that arguing? He used to go in and slag her off, but then suddenly became friends with her. Like, he has his opinion, but then still hangs around her.
Doing that on a social media platform. There you go, right? So here we go then, yeah? Someone's just said she went offline and done it and then come back on. Right, so you tell me what person What fucking person that is in so dire stress and needs help, right, would say, I'm going to go and do this, end my life, go and do it, and then come back live and show you what I've done? That's attention seeking. That's attention seeking. That is attention seeking. You would not do that. So I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to end my live. I'm going to go and do it, and then I'm going to come live again and say, look what I've done. It's bad behaviour. It's bizarre behaviour. It's ridiculous behaviour. But you wouldn't do something and then come back on live.
Right.
To me, if you're doing that, you should be banned from TikTok for the entire life that you're here.
Yeah, I don't get that either, Claire. I'm not gonna lie. So she must have to be logging out of them, because I'm pretty sure on your phone you can only get, what, 6 accounts?
If you're self-harming on live, you should be banned from TikTok. 100%. Should never be allowed to return.
I did see that, Rebecca.
Because that ain't what TikTok's about. That ain't what
To be fair, I've not seen her live at all today, so I don't know what her reaction to this is.
TikTok's about, man.
Phones. Oh yeah, so she does.
It's disgusting behaviour.
She has like 3 phones, Jesus.
And if I was sat there watching her do it as well, I'd constantly press fucking report. I'd report fuck out of her account. 100% I would. I mean, I hope she's okay.
I'm sorry to hear that, Kelly chap.
But to me, she needs help, not TikTok. Do you know what I mean? What the fuck?
Oh, okay.
Fucking hell. Some kind of weird behaviour, man. Just for views. She lost 6 accounts last night. Good. And I hope she goes live today and she loses the rest of them.
So, as I said, I personally think that TikTok needs to do more as an app. Yeah, Claire, I've been at work, I'm not gonna lie, and she's not come up on mine, so it's obviously accounts I don't follow. You don't watch me, however, people have good and bad days. Well, this is the thing, right? Who's she gonna trigger the most? Realistically, right? Who's she gonna trigger the most? The people who watch her and care for her, right? She has created a platform where she's live constantly, that people are constantly in her live supporting her. So those are the ones that are going to be affected by this whole situation. It's the ones who really, do you know what I mean? Stevie last night, she had SH. I saw someone ranting about cancer and other crew that was unhinged. Yeah, no, Wombles, I've seen that. You know, it's just, I don't know at this point anymore. It's just so frustrating. But anyway, this is Miss...
Watch TikTok.
This is Miss Red's... I don't think she spoke about it for long, but this is her conversation about it. I'm not one trauma dumping, but however, I'm glad I wasn't on TikTok yesterday, as it would have dealt with. Yeah, I mean, at this point now, in my honest opinion, I wouldn't watch. If you feel that what happened last night was triggering, I just wouldn't watch it anymore. If I'm going to be honest, I've come to the decision now that I'm not going to watch it either. How I was with Ems is how I felt last night, and I feel, because my heart just worried too much. I didn't go to sleep till 1 o'clock last night, guys. I had work today. I'm fucking knackered. I don't like Ange, but I was concerned. And personally myself, I couldn't not watch her live because I was worried. Because I just wanted people to just get her off that fucking live. And that would be honestly anyone, apart from peddlers, but that would have been anyone, right? I've sat there and felt like that with Alphaba. I've sat there and thought that with Ems, as I said. Do you know what I mean? Like, I would feel like that for anyone because I just don't want to see someone in that situation. And it's and again, I'm not putting this towards anyone and I'm not blaming people. This is something that she did last night. I'll always sit here and say that. She did that, no one else. That's not a reaction of things that have been happening. That's a reaction of herself. That's my personal thing. But my concern last night was her, but also the people that were there and worrying about her. Yeah. I've got it. So, but this is Miss Red's opinion on the situation.
Not last night, but there was a situation with Ange, Pearl, Fact Freak, Miss Gat, you know, there was that whole situation. It's like War of the Bloody Roses, do you know what I mean? It was wild. I know, I watched some of it this morning when I got up. I was like, oh my God, do you know what I mean? Can I be honest, right, guys, right? I know that a lot of people have negative things to say about Angie, right? But we'll go into it in a minute, right? But let me tell you why I like Angie, all right? And you know that me and Angie have had our...
Because you're scared of her?
Ups and downs, okay? We've been at loggerheads because... you know, I shared the Clapper video and things like that, do you know what I mean? And we've had our moments where she said stuff to me, I said stuff to her, It's all past, right? But me personally, I like her. Let me tell you why. Because good morning, Jade, darling. When I went through, do I agree with all of her actions and what she says and what she does? I don't, right? And as me and her are okay and we're kind of friends now, do you know what I mean? She has to appreciate that with what I do. If she makes the FYP, I will have to speak about her, you know, and she will have to respect that. That is the only way our friendship's going to work. Same with what she does. She does FYP news, right? And she does debates and things like that. So if I do something, she's going to have to talk about me. So we have to respect that about our friendship, okay? But
she won't, right? Now, I'm not going to lie. Yesterday, I think it was, Ange made a comment. No one's talking about the bullying I'm receiving on this app. Miss Red's not talking about it, etc. So Angie's not happy the fact that Miss Red's not spoken about how she feels she's being, I'm saying, bullied.
But, right... I like Angie, and I'm going to tell you why I like her.
Exactly, Danny. She speaks on Ems. She spoke on Ems quite happily.
I'm going to talk about AR, darling. I'm just speaking about Angie in a minute. When I went through what I went through a couple of months ago, everybody is aware of the situation. You know what happened. I genuinely, right, whether you think I deserved it or not, it was one of the hardest times of my life. The amount of hate that I received, not only myself, people around me, you know, mods, friends, family members, you know, they got targeted too. And it was...
What shouldn't have happened, by the way, right? No one should have went for her family members or anything like that, but, I mean, it wasn't hate. You were called out. Stop calling it hate. If I do something wrong on this app, right, I would expect people to call me out. I don't want to speak about it, Meg, because it's something triggering for someone, and I don't want to speak about it. But I don't find it hateful when you do something that is wrong on an app and people speak on it. Do I think it is a bit of a campaign when your full intentions is because I believe that it gets to a point, right, with Miss Reds, right? I think that situation, it was the case of being called out and most people, myself, just wanted her to take accountability, right? Take accountability for your actions. The only person, in my opinion, that should have been as angry as some people were, and they weren't really angry, it was just their thingying, was Zach and people around Zach. personally myself, there's certain people on this app that use their hatred for misread, and they use that to do the whole thing, right?
The Observer, providing you with the latest TikTok drama from across the UK.